Welcome back to Making a Difference on BluHorn TV. I'm Mike White, and joining us today is
Wes Benwick. And also joining us remotely, Mike, is Danny Monzon, social media strategist with DM Digital. Danny, welcome to our show on Making a Difference with BluHorn TV.
So talk about your business. Tell us what DM Digital does.
Well, yes, my agency is a young digital marketing agency. We work with brands who are looking to tap into the ever-growing Latino buying power, but who don't necessarily understand how to reach and how to engage with that market.
Danny, why is it important in your mind to target a specific market like the Latino market and not all markets overall? Why is that hyper-targeting so effective?
Well, as a Latino immigrant who still is 100% bilingual, who communicates and expresses himself in Spanish still, I believe that it's important because not every audience is the same. Not every consumer consumes content, consumes products, and consumes goods just the same as any other group. So we have a lot of brands who are doing it right, a lot of brands who are investing time and effort into actually learning and understanding and hiring the right people so that they can execute, communication, ads, blogs, etc. in Spanish. As you've seen, a lot of influencers are creating content in Spanish, or they are including closed captions in Spanish, and it's a growing segment. I think it's a growing segment that it's not shrinking. It's ever growing, especially here in the States.
So what are some of the strategies that you employ when you work with other media buyers and some of your customers in targeting the Latino demographic?
Well, just as any good strategy, I believe, is research starts by doing research and analysis, right, of what's the current temperature, so to speak, of that market, of that niche, right? Sort of like taking some diagnosis, if you will, on the client's digital assets and social media presence, et cetera. Kind of like when you go to a doctor, or when you go and take your car for service or an upgrade, right? Kind of the people and technicians, doctors, they want to measure some of the things, some of the mileage, right? Some of the people who have been involved in your social media, in your marketing efforts, and kind of get together with stakeholders in the brand to make sure that our efforts and are aligned with the brand's overall goals. So I believe strategy begins that way. Not every brand has the same exact strategy. There are things that are working for brands in different niches that might be similar, but no strategy is one size fits all type of deal.
Well, Wes, what I'm seeing is a lot of advertisers seem to leave out going after the niche market, such as Latino market. Do you find that to be true? A lot of people you meet with might just totally miss out on targeting the Latino marketplace.
Well, I think some brands, like I said earlier, are doing it right, are doing a superb job, not only at reaching the Hispanic, Latin American population, but they're micro-segmenting, the places, the areas, maybe the timing at which they advertise to these micro segments of Hispanic-speaking audiences or Spanish-speaking audience. So let me explain. For instance, there's a soccer tournament coming up, right? And most Latin American countries are very excited about Copa America, right? Which is coming up this summer. It's it happens every 2 years. It doesn't happen every, it's a big event, right? So there are some companies, some brands who have nothing to do with soccer, have nothing to do with sports, but they're being able to illustrate some of that passion and capture the audience attentions which is what we're competing for right now, right? We're competing for attention and furthermore for engagement with these brands. So to respond your question, I think is very key to not only segment us Hispanic speaking consumers by the language we speak, but also by the region where we're from and by the our interests and our passions. I might not like certain things that my friends from Mexico might like, or my friends from the Caribbean might love, or maybe there is a word that in slang I might find it funny, but in another country might be received borderline controversial or more.
If Mike was better playing soccer, he might be into soccer himself, but I've watched him with a soccer ball, Danny, and it's a pretty ugly experience.
My kids are better than I am, and I'll just go with that.
But you're Polish, right? You could speak some Polish. He can speak some Spanish. This would be a fun conversation to see take place.
I don't know about that. I'd like to learn more about the social media event that you have coming up, as we're talking about events. Tell us a little bit about what you're putting on.
Yes, so for the past, I don't know how many years now, but it's been quite a few years, maybe over 6 or 10 years, somewhere in between that window. June 30th has been recognized worldwide as Social Media Day. And here in Jacksonville, there were 2 years previous to this year that we had a conference, and this year's conference got canceled for some odd reason. And I had an opportunity to participate last year. We had a sold-out event at a local university, and we had an amazing, driven local group of people who helped put this together. This year, we kind of looked around, and nobody was doing anything, and so I took it upon myself to team up with some local brands, some agencies, and some outside influencers who started to get attention to what we were doing. And what we are putting together is the Digital Tribe Virtual Summit, which not only is going to be a one-day event, it's going to be a 2-day event, jam-packed, with over 20 sessions, over 20 speakers that are going to join us remotely, just like we're chatting right now. Anywhere from people from Indonesia to Canada, people from California are going to join us, St. Louis, Chicago, and of course some of my local peers from Orlando and other agencies that I work with.
Danny, how can someone get more information
June 29th and 30th. Yes, actually our website is go.digitaltribesummit.com.
Awesome. Danny, thank you so much for joining us today on our show. That's go.digitaltribesummit.com. I'm sure Mike will be signing up for that today, right?
Of course. We're going to go online, make sure that it's there, and it's also free, correct, Danny?
Absolutely. So it's free, unlike a lot of all these conferences that are also value-packed, that are charge you $200-300 to be there present. We are going to bring you this to the comfort of your home, and you don't have to stay the entire 20 hours, but you can sign up to individual sessions when you go to go.digitaltribesummit.com.
Excellent. Well, thank you for joining us today on Making a Difference. Looking forward to having you actually in our studios because you're here in Jacksonville, and looking forward to attending the conference. Go to BluHorn.com to find more information about the conference.